What if I told you that the key to reaching personal power and dismantling long-held beliefs lies in a single, profound shift? A reversal so potent that it could fundamentally shape the way we see ourselves, our spirituality, and our relationship to authority. It begins by challenging one of the oldest assumptions in Western religious thought: the belief that God is external, distant, and to be worshipped. This is no small feat, but today, we're going to explore why making this shift can change everything. At the heart of this transformation is personal agency, the power to control one's own destiny and decisions. And one of the most significant steps toward this agency is the realization that God, or divinity, is not something outside ourselves. Rather, it's an intrinsic part of who we are. This shift is not just spiritual, it's psychological, metaphysical, and deeply healing. Let's break down why this shift matters and how it could dismantle some of the most deeply ingrained beliefs many people hold. Christianity claims to be monotheistic, but its doctrines cause a divergence from the true idea of monotheism. Let's explore how this occurs by showing you how it's all connected to the original teachings. Section 1. Psychological empowerment through personal agency. In many traditional Christian frameworks, God is perceived as an external being to be worshipped, feared, and appeased. This externalization of divinity creates a hierarchy, one where the individual is dependent on external forces, seeking validation and salvation outside of themselves. This dynamic often results in a loss of personal power. The individual feels small, helpless, and controlled by external authorities, whether that's religious institutions or the concept of a judging God. Now, imagine a shift where instead of seeing divinity as external, you understand that the divine is within you. This is the foundation of ancient Kemetic teachings, where the Ka and Ba symbolize each person's soul and spiritual essence. This internalization of divinity restores personal agency. Individuals no longer feel the need to seek approval or salvation from an external force. Instead, they become co-creators on their own spiritual journeys. The authority shifts from outside to within. But the psychological benefits are just the beginning. Let's move into the spiritual realm and explore how this shift heals the divide between the human and the divine. Section 2. Spiritual integration and healing of the self. In traditional Christianity, a sharp division often exists between the human and the divine. God is perfect, while humans are flawed and sinful. This is a divergence from monotheism because humans are viewed as different from the source. It creates a sense of perpetual inadequacy. We're constantly striving to reach an ideal that feels unattainable, leading to feelings of guilt, shame, and unworthiness. However, in Kemetic philosophy, the divine and human are seen as intertwined. The major difference between Christianity as a religious system and spiritual systems like Kemeticism is that the human journey is about recognizing and activating the divine potential within. There's no need to chase an unreachable ideal because the divine already resides within you. This realization leads to a profound healing of the self. The split between the flawed human and the perfect divine dissolves, and individuals begin to integrate both aspects of themselves. Instead of striving for unattainable perfection, they can focus on manifesting the divinity already inside them. This creates inner peace and a sense of wholeness. Now, let's turn our attention to how this shift reverses the entire paradigm of worship and obedience. Are you feeling lost after leaving Christianity? Unsure who to pray to or how to find direction? I understand how disorienting it can be. One of the major differences between religion and spirituality is believing in an external source outside yourself. That's why I created a 3-part video course designed to help you shift from praying to an external God to connecting with your internal energy and the universe. By embracing spiritual freedom, self-love, and empowerment, you can consciously create the life you desire. Visit www.whodoipraytolow.com and start your journey toward inner alignment and authentic living today. Section 3. Reversing the worship obedience paradigm. Traditional Christian frameworks emphasize worship and appeasement. The relationship between humans and God is often transactional, following rules in exchange for divine favor. The system fosters dependency and fear-driven obedience, with individuals often more focused on avoiding punishment than on true spiritual growth. By contrast, Kemetic teachings prioritize self-mastery and alignment with universal principles, such as Ma'at, which represents truth, balance, and harmony. The divine is no longer an external force to be appeased, but a principle to align with. Spiritual progress comes from within, and there is no need for external validation or approval. The shift is profoundly liberating because it places responsibility for spiritual growth on the individual. Instead of seeking to please an external deity, the focus shifts to living in accordance with principles of balance and harmony. Personal responsibility and inner alignment replace fear-based obedience. And this brings us to another important point: the elimination of fear-based control mechanisms. Section 4. Dismantling fear-based control mechanisms. In Christianity, fear of divine judgment, particularly the fear of hell, has long been used as a control mechanism. People live in constant anxiety, worrying about moral failures and eternal punishment. This mindset keeps individuals trapped in a cycle of fear, guilt, and dependency on religious authority. Kemetic philosophy offers a stark contrast. Instead of fear-based judgment, the emphasis is on living in balance with Ma'at. The weighing of the heart after death is symbolic, representing how one lived in alignment with truth. The outcome isn't eternal punishment, but rather a return to harmony or reincarnation. This worldview is far less fear-inducing. When fear is removed from the equation, individuals are free to focus on growth, knowledge, and living in harmony with universal principles rather than living in a constant dread of punishment. This liberates the mind and spirit. Finally, we'll discuss how this shift causes other core beliefs to fall. Section 5. The collapse of core beliefs. Core beliefs are a person's most central ideas about themselves, others, and the world. These beliefs act like a lens through which every situation and life experience is seen. When the core belief in an external God to be worshipped and appeased is reversed, several other core beliefs begin to crumble. The concept of original sin and the need for salvation falls away. Without the need for external validation, the rigid moral absolutism that defines much of Christian thought becomes unnecessary. Individuals no longer need to rely on religious authorities to mediate their relationship with the divine. What takes the place of these collapsing beliefs is an empowering, balanced approach to spirituality, one that's rooted in personal agency, self-mastery, and inner alignment. I highlight ancient Kemetic teachings because they offer unique insights for dismantling limiting doctrines, such as original sin and the concept of total depravity for those deconstructing and deconverting from Christianity. However, it's important to clarify that embracing these teachings doesn't mean simply replacing one religion with another. Kemetic philosophy can coexist with other non-dogmatic systems of thought, allowing for a more open and personal exploration of spirituality. Shifting from an external, fear-based God to an internal, empowering divine principle is a transformative journey. It not only restores personal agency, but also bridges the divide between human and the divine, freeing individuals from fear-based control. As these old beliefs dissolve, a more enriching approach to spirituality emerges, one that fosters personal growth, autonomy, and inner harmony. This shift opens the door to profound spiritual and personal healing. If you're interested in exploring these ideas further, my Kemetaphysics course at www.kemetaphysics.com offers a thoughtful path for unlearning Christian dogma and expanding your understanding of broader spiritual concepts. It's designed to be a space for reflection and growth. Whether you're just beginning your journey or seeking deeper spiritual insights, I invite you to explore at your own pace. Thank you for watching. If this video resonates with you, consider subscribing to join our growing community on this journey of rediscovery and enlightenment. Your support helps us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. But more importantly, by sharing this video, you can spread these empowering insights to others who need them. Together, let's bring this ancient wisdom to light and inspire a positive shift in the world.